Jennifer, sanctuary cities and criminal behavior haven't mixed for 3,000 years. Read your Bible. A couple of guys who murdered in the Book of Kings ended up dead, even though they were hiding out in sanctuary cities because they were criminals. And now a federal judge has said that if you are a church or a synagogue or another house of worship and you're trying to hide illegal criminal migrants, that won't work anymore. Sanctuary cities, Jennifer, are for the last 3,000 years. When will people learn? But the point I want to ask you here is everyone's going to say, well, they're trying to be compassionate. They're trying to be compassionate. What about the compassion for the poor and other people who are impacted by illegal migrants? Why have the churches abandoned them? That's my really hard question.
Well, it's so interesting. All we hear from liberals is how there should be separation of church and state. And yet we see organizations like the Catholic Church, harboring illegal migrants who were brought here under one of the most political agendas of the last 50 years. And that was the Biden administration's wide open border. It's interesting if you follow the money out of places like Texas. The Fort Worth Archdiocese was really funding the Fort Worth GOP chairman, Beau French, has done some great work on this. He followed the money, and they found that the Fort Worth the Archdiocese was actually funding the entire flow of migrants across the southern U.S. border, especially through Texas. And it was to the tune of $2 billion. And so if Democrats have such problems, if a church holds a prayer in a parking lot during COVID lockdowns, or a church decides to talk about a particular candidate from the pulpit, they have such problems with that, but they don't have problems with one archdiocese in one city giving $2 billion and funding the entire flow of migrants through the southern U.S. border. It's wild.